on the line with Robert Townsend. I mean, there's so many superlatives I could say, just legendary in the culture, legendary in the movie industry, the television industry, ahead of his time with so many things. And now he's working on his project with Colin Kaepernick. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and how, just let us know, how did you get involved with this project with Colin Kaepernick and Netflix?
I had heard about it. I read about it in the trades, and then out of the blue, Ava DuVernay calls and says, "Robert, would you be interested in directing a few episodes?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, and yes." Let me say this: there are a few people that I would really want to know more about and their journey. And with Colin, Kaepernick, I was like, how did he become this man, and where did it start? So that's how I got involved in the project, and it's just been a joy to work, on it and with him.
Now, since you're only doing like a couple of the episodes, did you collaborate like with the other directors, like the kind of for the cohesion, or yours was just kind of like a standalone where you just kind of did your thing and kind of put your touch to them?
How Ava had everything set up, she just wanted everyone to kind of like create their vision and just play with the story. Mm-hmm. There is continuity because we all work with the same, cinematographers. So there is a unified look, but she allowed us to play and just create. And I just had the best time. I mean, the 2 episodes I did, his life is really inspiring, and his journey is one that, will inspire a lot of people.
Now, did you have the opportunity to kind of pick Colin's mind, or was he like available, for you when you was coming together with this? And what was your impressions of him if you did happen to do that?
You know what? I got to talk with him a little bit. I didn't get a whole lot of time because they have been working together for a few years, mm-hmm. Developing the script. And so when I talked with him, we just talked in general about the script because a lot of the stuff gone through I identified with, because I had similar experiences as a young man coming up where you discover racism. Mm. So the story is his journey, like he's in high school and all of that, but you're never prepared for when you deal with racism, and you go like, did that really just happen, or am I tripping? And so it's this beautiful discovery, and it reminded me of when I was in Catholic school as a kid.
When Colin Kaepernick first kneeled, and it all kind of happened back in, I guess, 2016, and we're in this transition, with politics and things like that. When you saw kind of what was happening at that time, as someone that's been in an industry that at times could be not so fair to Black people in Hollywood, what was your thoughts on it from like that sports and political perspective, and what he was doing, which was kind of unheard of in the NFL at that time?
Well, I think that I remember when it happened, and it was like the shot heard around the world, because this brother said, "I'm going to take a knee. I'm not going to stand for the national anthem," because of the treatment of, these Black people all around the country being killed, senselessly. And so I just thought, what a special man, what a special being, because he didn't have to do anything, but he saw that he had a platform, and he said, I can't just play football when I know Black men and women are being killed all across the country. So he threw it all away to say, we got to get it right. What is America if there's no real justice? And so for me, in that moment, I became the biggest fan of Colin, because I was like, it's not about money for him. It's about principle. And so I couldn't wait to direct and be a part of this, limited series.
So I've had the opportunity to see your episodes. First off, they're amazing. For someone like that just knows Colin Kaepernick, the football player and then the activist, just from that point. Can you kind of describe in your episodes what parts of Colin Kaepernick that you're going to kind of put out that they may not have even known about, that maybe open their eyes a little bit, like you said, to his backstory and how he got from where he was in the past to, where he is now?
Okay, so one of the episodes is called Road Trip. Mm-hmm. And what you don't know about Colin is that he's good in all sports. He's good in football, he's good in basketball, and he was exceptional in baseball. And so in the Road Trip, he is, he's playing baseball and doing all of that, but he starts to discover racism. And so it puts a human face on how he began to shift and change. He was an innocent little kid. He's adopted by two white parents. And when it starts to, as a person of color, I've had many instances where I go, when I was younger, like, are they treating me different because I'm black? Mm-hmm. No, maybe it's in my head. No, maybe it's in my head. And he has those moments in the episode, and then we discover there's a twist, and we discover that he's not crazy, that it's very real. And so so that's one episode. The other episode is called The Decision. And this one is really inspiring because what people don't know is that he was so good at baseball that he got all the offers in baseball. And you kind of see this little debate going on because he knows he can play football, but everybody loves baseball, and the story takes a turn. But I just think it will inspire you. It will also encourage you to pursue your whatever dream is inside of you. Go after that dream. Trust your inner voice, because he, even as a kid, he had that thing. So I think both of those episodes explore real things that we normally don't see in a limited series or on television, or, we don't see it. And so I think the writers and Ava and Colin crafted the scripts in such a way that it's very identifiable. And they also put it in historical context, like it's been going on for a long time.
Awesome. You've directed all type of actors and actresses over your career. Can you tell us a little bit about the cast, or some newcomers that maybe people haven't seen before? Like, to me, the acting is exceptional. They look like pros from many, many, many years. But how was it, with this kind of new cast, young cast? How was it for you? And can you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, the lead role is Jaden, and what I want to say, he plays, he plays him throughout the whole limited series, and there are certain actors that just have the gift, and when you have the gift, you have natural instincts, you have a natural ability to perform and give whatever emotion is required on that script. He's got that gift. So he can go from playing sports and being really funny to saying something really touching and getting caught up in emotion. And so I had a really great time. There was only one instance where I felt, because he had to go from laughing to crying, and we were running out of time, and I was trying to shift him too fast. That was the only day I was like, oh man, I wish I had more time. And he did it. But I just felt, because I was pushing him hard because he was going from laughing to crying, and we had to do it in 2 seconds, because of time. Yeah. And then Mary Louise Parker plays the mother, and she's one of the finest actresses ever, and she's on Broadway now, reopening Broadway in a show. And then Nick Offerman is he's very funny, but in the show, he plays that lovable dad that is support, but he also has a bit of an awakening when he discovers that maybe Colin is having an experience that they can't identify with. So there's beautiful turns, but those 3 actors are the center of this limited series.
That's great. Like I said, once again, I appreciate you taking the time out. You're one of the people that I looked up to when I was a young person. I have to tell you this. I've always wanted to tell you this. Eddie Murphy Raw changed my life forever.
Oh, God bless man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I probably was way too young to be watching it, but I was sneaking and watching on Cinemax way back in the day. I'm 40 now, but I would sneak and watch it. I'm like, this is my life. I want to be funny. I want to do media. I want to do all of this stuff. So thank you so much for taking the time out. And, I'm going to continue to support you on everything that you do. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, my brother. Have a great day, and thanks for taking time to talk with me.